What if hiring could be smarter? Thanks to ZipRecruiter, it can be. With one click, post your job to over 100 top job boards. Then, their smart technology notifies the most qualified candidates to apply. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/talk. That's ZipRecruiter.com/talk.
From the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center for tonight, highs low 66, sunny and 93 on Thursday. Clear Wednesday night as we drop down to 63, 92 for a high on Thursday with sunshine, 90 on Friday and 90 again on Saturday. Sunshine through the period. I'm Tim Livingston from the KFNX Weather Center.
Currently in downtown Phoenix, it's 86 degrees.
Next news in 30 minutes or when it breaks here on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Do you think the air inside your home is cleaner than the air outside? Think again. Hi, I'm Jonathan Waterworth, owner and operator of AZ Healthy Home. Contact AZ Healthy Home today to set up your Healthy Home inspection. Let us help you eliminate indoor pollutants that can trigger allergies and respiratory problems. Don't wait. Cleaner air in your home is just a call away at 480-471-0111. That's 480-471-0111. Or find more info at azhealthyhome.com.
It's time to be healed. Get ready for emotional well-being. Listen every Wednesday at 9 p.m. as Carol Olivia and friends help you heal yourself from past wounds and open the window of density for a special and unique life. Healing stories that bring awareness to our heart's love core. It's The Matter of the Heart every Wednesday at 9 p.m. with Carol Olivia and guests like Dr. Bernie Siegel. Heal your heart. Heal yourself. Listen to The Matter of the Heart every Wednesday at 9 p.m. on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Listen, love, learn. It's time to be healed.
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
Welcome to the Reality Check. Your host, Ben Shannerman, here with you every Tuesday at 9 p.m. on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. And I am going to interrupt my own show to bring you the great news. Jeff Flake. Yeah, whatever excuses he's telling you, the real reason is Trump broke him, and that's why he's not running again. The fraud that is Jeff Flake not running again. Now, that's some good news we can all get behind. Sorry, Flake, with your excuses, if you're a real man, you would stand up to the so-called putting you down. And when he used this phrase that made me want to it made me taste vomit in my mouth, Republicans like me. No, those are called Democrats, because that's what you are. Just like John McShane, it's not Republicans like you, they're Democrats. That's what you guys are. You're not Republicans. Stop saying Republicans like you. You're a Democrat. So now that being said, we can get on with the show. Although we're happy to report that, yes, Jeff Flake, hopefully he'll stay true to his word and be done, because he was a failure. I remember when he didn't show up to vote against Obamacare and many other things, So the big news of the past week was the phone call, right? Trump and Soldier and Soldier's wife and the big cowgirl there. Right here on the Reality Check, we're going to give you some in-depth analysis of this. The question that nobody's asking about the phone call is, if Donald Trump is such a racist and white nationalist, then how come he had Congresswoman Frederica Wilson in the car with him. If you didn't know, she was black. So if Trump's such a white supremacist racist, you figure he'd want some time for his racist and white supremacist movement in his vehicle. So why would he have her there? That's just a question, you know. So let's move on to local topics, shall we? The Suns, 1-3, going nowhere. Coyotes, after today, 0-8-1, going nowhere. Arizona Cardinals, and stop with, I know it hurts that Carson Palmer got hurt. Trust me, I like him. Cardinals are 3-4, and they were going nowhere with him or without him. Sorry, it's just what it is. So if you want these teams to start winning, you have to get them motivated, you know? If you work hard and you're motivated, that cures a lot of problems. And if you want to get them motivated, how can us as fans do this? Well, we have to use the greatest and best chant in the world. Yeah, I was hitchhiking down a long and lonesome road. All of a sudden, there was a shiny demon in the middle of the road, and he said, "Play the best chant ever, or I'll eat your soul." So I looked around and said, okay. And the first thing that came to my mind just so happened to be the best chant in the world. It was the best chant in the world. And it goes something like this. Empty barrel, empty barrel. And so it was the best chant in the world. The chant was so powerful that when I was practicing it today, Jeff Flake said he wouldn't run again. Winning. So that's enough of that silliness. The Russia scandal heating up. Russia hacking, Russia kickbacks. Someone knew about him, and that person was Barack Obama. Yes, that's right, folks. He knew about the Russian scandals. Barack Obama claimed not to know, many of things. Like former Secretary Hillary Rodham Clinton was using personal email to conduct government business while in office. He found out about it the same time that everybody else learned through news reports. Obama's statements seemed to conflict at the time. White House Press Secretary Josh Earnest's announcement that Obama did, in fact, know about her email address, since he emailed her directly on that email address on several occasions. Not a first or a last time, though, that good old Barack used the same excuse. Fast and furious, when asked about the gun running scandal that resulted in the death of border agent Brian Terry in 2010, Obama told reporters on October 11th, 2011, that he heard about it on the news. NSA spying on foreign leaders. President Obama said he didn't know his administration was spying on foreign leaders like German Chancellor Angela Merkel. He told the press on October 28th, 2013, "I can assure you that I certainly didn't know anything about the IG report before the IG report had been leaked through the press." So he didn't even find it out from the IG. He found it out from the press. The General David Petraeus sex scandal. Petraeus, then the director of Central Intelligence Agency, better known as CIA, was forced to resign in November of 2012 after news surfaced that he was having an affair with his biographer. The White House repeatedly refused to answer questions about when the president was finally briefed about Petraeus' situation. IRS targeting on conservative groups. President Obama told the media in May of 2013 that he first learned about the IRS's improper targeting from the same news report that I think most people learned about this. It was on a Friday. The Justice Department wiretapping of AP and Fox News reporters when asked about the secret seizure of reporters' phone records. Obama spokesperson Jay Carney told the media that the president found about the news reports yesterday when he was on the road. From the news. The Department of Veteran Affairs healthcare waiting list scandal. The White House appeared to be in the dark about the waiting list scandal and cover-up related to the medical care for the country's military vets. Then Press Secretary Jay Carney told reporters, "We learned about them through the reports. I'll double-check to see if that's not the case, but that is when we learned about them." How about, remember when Air Force One went right over 9/11 and panicked the New York residents? April 2009, flew over the Statue of Liberty for a pre-scheduled photo op. Obama said, I think we found out about it the same time you guys did, through the news. again, as you see, every time he found out about it through the news. You know, Obama didn't know anything illegal was going on, and he reads it in the newspaper every Sunday. Obama tells us he's in church, but he doesn't go. He still says he's working so hard, and Obama doesn't know. Oh, Obama doesn't know, so don't tell Obama. Obama doesn't know. Obama doesn't know, so don't tell Obama. I can't believe he's so trusting while the economy wasn't thrusting. Iran's got him on the phone, and they're not even going to give him a bone. It's a deal, and he knows nothing. That's Barack Obama in a nutshell. He didn't know anything. Does he not know anything? No, I think that's a typical criminal response. That's like the people that take silence, take their amendment rights, not to say anything because they don't want to incriminate themselves. If you had nothing to incriminate yourself with, you wouldn't have a problem with that, right? That is what it is. Barack Obama, fraud of the nation, again and again. Unbelievable. Obviously, right before the show came out, the Clinton campaign and the DNC paid for research that led to the Russia dossier. And the dossier, now, that was what they've used to get FISA warrants. We all know this. They'll try to, oh, no. This is how they get warrants to spy on Trump Towers and other things. And this is the whole Mueller investigation. This is where it came from, started. So they paid for research. They looked at it, and, I mean, Ray Charles could have seen that this was bogus. It was Trump rented a hotel room in Russia that Obama had rented, and he hired women to pee on the bed. I mean, just the most ridiculous dossier that you've ever heard of or seen that, you know, like I said, Ray Charles could have seen. It was bull. And they accepted this, passed it on, and now we've spent, what, $100 million on an investigation into Trump and Russia because of this dossier. That good old Hillary Clinton and the DNC not only paid for junk, they got junk. The whole thing is junk. And now we've wasted taxpayer money for nothing. And I know Mueller will try to research Podesta or whatever, but that's going to be fake too. He'll find him innocent, just like Comey did for Hillary Clinton. We're not investigating the real crimes. I ask again, Jeff Sessions, can you please step down? I'm Ben Shennerman, host of The Reality Check, and when we return, we are going to have to dig into the Las Vegas shooting some more. You can email me at therealitycheck@usa.com. You're tuned into Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Hello, this is Adrian Hendricks.
And Jerry Hendricks of Say One More Now, Incorporated, where our focus is to lovingly confront all activities dishonoring human life created in the very image of God.
We look forward to joining you every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX, and ask you to remember,
life is good, God gives life, God is good.
Would you like to expand your business? I'm Francis Battaglia, president of Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. KFNX is one of the most cost-effective and powerful ways to get your message out, reach potential customers, and grow your business. Advertise for only $10 per 30-second spot on top shows like Laura Ingraham and Michael Savage. Call me at 602-277-1100, extension 1463. 602-277-1100, extension 1463.
There are lots of good reasons to take a good quality multivitamin. Even the best eating plans can fall short of meeting all of the necessary nutrients you need each day. Emerald Laboratories offers different multivitamin formulas with specialty men's, women's, and prenatal formulas to meet individual needs. Each formula contains coenzyme activated forms of B2, B6, and folic acid, Albion minerals, the gold standard in mineral chelates. vitamin K as MK7, and full spectrum mixed tocopherols, tocotrienols, and carotenoids. Folic acid is one of the standout nutrients in these formulas. 46% of the U.S. population does not process folic acid properly, putting them at greater risk for premature heart attack and stroke, depression, and even schizophrenia. Taking a once daily multivitamin is an easy way to fill in small nutritional gaps. Learn more about Emerald Laboratories' science-based multivitamin formulas by going to ultralaboratories.com. That's ultralaboratories.com.
We really ought to get the patriots of this country, not just the motorcycle clubs and people that, still believe in the Second Amendment, private property, but the veterans who've been targeted by the Democrats, by the globalists. We've got the reports, I've shown them on air, where DHS domestic terror warning, where they said that we stand by veterans being the #1 terror threat in America with no evidence, no metrics, no nothing.
Alex Jones, nights, 12 to 3 a.m. Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Are you tired of dealing with chronic joint and back pain? Stem Cells of Arizona is the answer to your pain. We have had a 98% success rate managing and removing chronic pain. We are using stem cells that replace damaged, inflamed, and painful tissue with fresh, new, healthy tissue. Stem Cells of Arizona is located at 15425 North Greenway Hayden Loop, Suite A200. Call 480-247-8660. That's 480-247-8660 for your free consultation.
You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to outer space. Please stand by.
Welcome back to the Reality Check. Your humble host, Ben Shannerman, here with you every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. Last segment, we talked about empty barrels. Frederica, you know who you are. And Obama didn't know. What irony there is there. We're just got to say, we're not going to stop the hammering until flakes like Jeff Flake don't return to office. Let that be a notice for you guys all. Hold the mistletoe because there's going to be a crazy yard sale blitz. There will be everything you need from Christmas, antique, books, junk, glassware, kitchenware, tools, toys, baby items, and much, much more. Over 12 tables and a yard full of items. Remember, no need to shop around. You can find the lowest prices at 1721 West 6th Street. That is 1721 West 6th Street, right by Dobson and University in Mesa. Shop October 28th and October 29th, Saturday and Sunday, this Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. till 1 p.m. Remember, everyone from Jack Skellington to Santa Claus knows this will be the biggest sale. Now, Las Vegas. It's falling out of the news. It's ridiculous. Here you have one of the biggest crime sprees, mass murder, shooting, whatever you want to call it, in American history. In a big city. So there's nothing you can't. The press is around. Everything's there. And yet, every day it's dropping more and more out of the news. We still know little to nothing about it. I mean, it's amazing. You would think Paddock is the most non-existent guy in the world. There's nothing on him, supposedly. Now, people tell me that I'm talking conspiracy talk. That's not what I'm looking to do. What it is the lack of facts that leads to alternative thought. And that's what we have here. Yeah, I've done extensive research on this. And obviously there's a lot of junk out there and editing of videos, which makes it worse in that way. But let me tell you, there's a video that I seen that shows a human body covered with a white towel on the floor of the Mandalay Bay Casino, first floor. So if there's only one shooter, how did the body get there? There's no way they made it all the way across the street. Jesus Campos. He does an interview on Ellen. So Ellen has her slot machines in MGM, which owns the Mandalay Bay. And the guy that's on the show doesn't even look like Campos. I mean, just questions you got to ask. Like, not only do things look fishy, but they're going out of their way to stink it up even more. There was Kimberly Suckamel, 28. She died suddenly on October 9th at her Apple Valley, California residence. Kimberly wanted to organize a survivors group in order to flesh out the details of the strange event. She had said there was definitely more than one person firing, 100% more than one, she said. There was a SWAT team on that night that was in the Tropicana. They weren't in full gear, but they definitely had the guns and some vests on. But there was about 7 officers. And people were by slot machines like regular people. Their hands were up. Obviously, they knew something was going on. They were frightened. There was no audio to it, but you could hear, obviously, it was a serious situation. Everybody had their hands up. And there were 2 guys in regular clothes walking right behind these guys. I mean, right behind there, like they knew them. One guy had a little case in his hand, and then one of the officers was carrying a stretcher, and they were walking out of the Tropicana, and they had their guns drawn. So they're obviously looking for somebody. And then we still have no word on the lady that told everybody they were going to die during the concert. Now, this lady was escorted out by security. There had to be a camera on her, some ID of her, something. And yet, no word on this. You don't even hear them talking about it. There's security guys posted up at Campos's house. Now, the whole thing stinks. We're not getting any answers. Nobody knows nothing. The girlfriend's disappeared. You haven't heard from her at all. Not a word. Not, are they holding her? What's going on? It's like they're just trying to shoo this away and hope it goes away and maybe the next big thing comes about. I feel really uncomfortable about the whole situation. You call it whatever you want, but this is one of the jobs of between law enforcement, FBI, is to keep people calm. And this doesn't keep people calm when they're not being honest about the situation. There's no way they have this little information about it. And there's no way to believe. Just the whole story about it doesn't make sense. If you think about what this guy's accuracy rate of hitting people was, I mean, he would have to be a skilled marksman. He had a bump stock on that doesn't shoot accurately. And this guy hit, and you look around, I've seen a lot of crime scene photos. I could barely see, and I know it would be hard to stuff. Obviously, I wouldn't base it on this, but just with everything else, you could barely see shot marks anywhere, like things that were, ripped apart by bullets anywhere. There were signs or areas where I've seen people, and you look at the pictures the day after, and you could see FBI cleaning up. People have been taking pictures, and there's little to no bullet marks. So, to me, it just seems like there had to be other shooters closer to the ground that were more accurate in pegging these people off. He might have been the distraction, and there were other shooters down that were the ones doing most of the damage. It's just my theory on it. But I will continue to research this all the time until we get some better answers, because it's just not acceptable what we've been given so far. I'm sorry, it's just not acceptable at all what we've been given so far. Now, Harvey Weinstein. You got to say, do you really think he's going to make it another year? Either he's going to be running out of money left and right with all these lawsuits and charges against him, and now he's lost what his biggest vice is. This guy obviously has a mental disease, and he's not going to be able to do the things he did before because nobody's going to care less. Nobody's going to sit in a room with him. Nobody's going to put up with anything he says. So he's either going to have to spill the beans on somebody else so he can get less of a sentence and gain what he would think is credibility. Or I can't see this guy surviving much more than another year. It's just, he can't live this life. He'd have to actually follow some laws, and that's not the type of guy that will, Judges, right? important part of our society. They're judging people. Obviously, they interpret the law. Sometimes they dish out the sentences. But how many times do they let people go on a light sentence and these people commit a crime? Multiple time offenders. I'm not talking about a first time offender, but how many judges, and especially in the more liberal states like California, New York, you get child molesters that have been convicted multiple times and let out on light sentences, or somebody that's robbed houses 3, 4 times, been in jail 10 times, been arrested 20 times, and they get these light sentences and they go out and commit another crime. How many do we think have to happen before we can hold a judge accountable? And that's a good question we have to ask ourselves. I don't know. For me, I guess it should be like 3 strikes. I'm sorry. Not saying the judge is going to get arrested for it, but if you're a judge and you continually give light sentences to repeat offenders, when we know the rates are high of, repeating again, then it's just time for you to step down. That's it. Somebody else needs to come in. You're obviously, it's like any other job. If you're not doing your job good, you get let go. And that's the way it should be for these judges. I mean, you can't continually see people who give out light sentences after light sentences, and nothing happens to them. I mean, it just makes it worse for society. Came out that nearly 1.5 million fewer Americans are on food stamps under Donald Trump. So that's really good and tremendous. But me personally, I still like the fact that he broke Jeff Flake. I love it. My name's Ben Shannerman, host of the Reality Check. Here with you every Tuesday at 9 p.m. And when we come back, we'll talk about Donald Trump some more. You're listening to Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Where the truth lives. Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Listen to Independent Talk 1100 KFNX stream live at 1100.
The White House says GOP Senator Jeff Flake's decision not to seek re-election was probably a good move, that he lacks enough support in his home state to win in 2018. Flake, meanwhile, urging members of his party to denounce the president's behavior. Correspondent Jeff Zeleny.
The question is, who will replace him? Will it be someone who will also vote for the president's agenda, or someone even farther to the right? That is the question that worries Republicans in this town. Has the whole agenda been undermined here?
The Dodgers have opened the World Series with a 3-1 victory over the Astros. Justin Turner launched a tie-breaking homer in the 6th to keep the team in front. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts weighed in later.
JT is that guy that plays a certain brand of baseball every single time he steps foot on the baseball field. So I think that this is all he knows. This is what he does. And obviously it's a bigger stage, so there's more made of it, and rightfully so.
Ahead of Wednesday's opening bell on Wall Street right now, Dow futures are down 4, Nasdaq's down 4. I'm Elliot Francis.
From the KFNX WeatherBug Weather Center for tonight, clear skies, low 66, sunny and 93 on your Wednesday. Continued clear Wednesday night as we drop down to 63, 92 for a high on Thursday with sunshine, 90 on Friday and 90 again on Saturday. Sunshine through the period. I'm Tim Livingston from the KFNX Weather Center.
Currently in downtown Phoenix, it's 84 degrees.
Next news in 30 minutes or when it breaks. Here on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
How would you like to cruise to an exotic destination like Alaska, Europe, or Hawaii? Then you need to call Don Plunky at Cruise Planners. October is Planet Cruise Month at Cruise Planners, featuring great deals on popular destinations. Plus, book a cruise and receive an additional $50 shipboard credit when you mention KFNX.
I'm Dawn Plunky for Cruise Planners in Phoenix. Call 602-687-7652. We'll plan your vacation as if it's our own. Call today, 602-687-7652.
I have the answer. Are you one of the Americans whose real spendable income has declined 5%? Are you now feeling the slow financial drain? I have the answer. Enjoy the same high-quality lifestyle services you now have and pay less of your money for them. I told you, I have the answer. Every sharp person understands the value of making the deal. You need to step up to the plate. You need to make the deal. Resources are now available for you. Starting to believe? I have the answer. Successful Americans are now increasing their income by using changing legislation and technology expediently. Proof? The world's largest retailer doesn't have a single storefront. I have the answer. Cut expenses and increase income. Call 317-934-0079. 317-934-0079. I have the answer. 317-934-0079.
Join me, Steve Cates, the host of A Call to Rights. Visit us at calltorights.com to learn so much more about our fight to keep our Constitution, our Bill of Rights, our Second Amendment, and so much more. A Call to Rights with me, Steve Cates, has been here on this radio station for well over 10 years, and the fight continues. The main theme of our radio show has and always will continue to be this: always refuse to be a victim, because a victim is simply someone with no options. Fight back legally and responsibly.
Hi, Rick and Dave here. The Elton Brothers on KFNX. Have you ever pulled in front of a listing, can't get a hold of anyone, and just wanted more info and photos? That's so annoying. Well, we have an app for you. Simply text Elton to 32323. It's completely free and downloads right to your mobile device. So any real estate sign across the valley. Text Elton to 32323 and get all the MLS info right to your phone. Immediately. The Elton Brothers, putting real estate in the palm of your hand.
Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m., 1100 KFNX.
You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to outer space. Please stand by.
Welcome back to the Reality Check. Ben Shatterman here with you every Tuesday at 9 p.m. on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. If you just joined us last segment, we went over the Las Vegas shooting. We're still looking for many facts. And the one thing I wanted to add to that is one video that I watched was pretty crazy. It was camera footage from a police officer's body cam. And I just got to say, there were people that were shot, obviously, and the officers telling people, move, go, get down, because they're like right by a wall, and you hear just gunfire, pa, 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 pa. And these people are just walking there, holding their beer, like, nah, there's no gunfire. And I mean, you could tell the officer's like, get down, move, go. Guy walks by, bloody with I got shot in the arm. And the other idiots are walking by, like, no big deal. I couldn't imagine, like, I don't know. Listen to the cop, maybe. Have some trust, because he's trying to help you out. Tonight, before I came in, Lou Dobbs called Jeff Flake a swamp weasel. You gotta love Lou Dobbs for that. That's pretty awesome. So I want to go back. I'll take you back. The day was Thursday, May 10th, 2007. So 10 years ago, a little bit more, almost 10 and a half years ago, when yours truly used to write small little articles. Now, I was telling the truth about things, and I got kicked off a certain article website because I dare write things bad about the Holy One, Mr. Obama, and other people about, it's funny, at the time, John McCain and Jeff Flake, and obviously the website didn't like it, so they took me down. But one article that I wrote, which was quite ironic because I saved all my work, well, not all of it, but some of it, Thursday, May 10th, 2007. And the title of this one was called Trump It Up. Donald J. Trump is the very definition of American success story, continually setting the standards of excellence while expanding his interest in real estate, gaming, sports, and entertainment. You may not agree, but the facts are he has owned several great buildings and pieces of land. Trump has owned and sold many great buildings in New York, including the Plaza Hotel, which he renovated and brought back to its original grandeur, the St. Moritz Hotel 3 times, and now called the Trump Ritz-Carlton on Central Park South. And recently, he had owned the land under the Empire State Building, which he allowed the land and the lease to be merged together for the first time in 50 years. Additionally, The Nike Town store was owned by Trump on East 57th Street and the adjoining Tiffany's. That's not even 10% of the total deals he made. But that's not why I like Trump. Was it the hot wives? No, that's not why I like Trump. Was it the New Jersey Generals? No, that's not the reason either. This is why I like Trump. So remember, this is 2007. Talk show host Rosie O'Fat criticized Donald Trump on The View, acting as a moral compass for 20-year-olds, she said, after Trump gave a second chance to Miss America, Tara Conner, who had violated pageant guidelines by partying and drinking. Trump, who owns the rights to the pageant, decided to let Conner retain her Miss USA crown while she pursued rehabilitation. Now, as well, Trump dropped some verbal slang on Mark Cuban. So they've been fighting for that long. Trump was saying how Cuban makes his basketball team choke. And I personally think that Cuban, myself, was too busy funding anti-American films. Mark Cuban planned to fund the overseas distribution of Loose Change, which was a film which suggested that the attacks on 9/11 were an inside job by the U.S. government. I say, whatever the reason, I'm glad Trump's on his back. Trump is not perfect, but at least he's attacking some of these public nutcases. You have to think anyway, so why not think big? Anyone who thinks the story is anywhere near over is sadly mistaken. Trump wasn't satisfied just to earn a good living. He was looking to make a statement. Go, Trump, go. And who would have figured that he became president? Almost like a crystal ball into the future. I like that he attacked the nut jobs. Now, a side note to that, Cuban ended up deciding against funding that film Loose Change because his narrator, who was going to be Charlie Sheen, yes, Charlie Sheen, thought that it would probably end his career to do that film. Now, I always hear people talk about how Trump is gaining financially from being the president. Now, they don't seem to care that Barack Obama gained, or Nancy Pelosi, or Dianne Feinstein, tons of other people. If you look at the richest people you have there that are in government, 90% of them are Democrats. But, you know, we'll put that aside. So how is Trump gaining financially? He was getting paid well to do a TV show. He quit that. His brands, Trump brands, have been boycotted even before he was elected president. Just the fact that he was running for president. You know, Trump was a Democrat for 40 plus years, and nobody seemed to care when he was going to parties with Jesse Hy Jackson and Hillary Clinton. He was everybody's friend. He turned over the ownership of his companies. And so being president, even if you still believe he's running his companies, he wouldn't even have that much time. He gave away his salary as president. And do you think when he's done being president and he steps back and takes back his ownership and whatnot, how many people are going to hate him and not go to his businesses and not associate with him? Because when you're once a Republican, you're always a Republican in their eyes. Even if you agree, even if you're a Democrat all your life and you agree with Republicans once, they ship you out. They have no interest in you. So please, somebody, you can email me, you know how to get in touch with us here and tell me how he's gaining financially. Speaking of the guy I mentioned, Jesse Hy Jackson, right? Now, Jesse Hy Jackson actually said, to go from picking cotton balls to picking footballs and basketball without freedom is not very much progress. He was saying that into reference of professional athletes and the ability to kneel or not kneel, that they're still, quote unquote, slaves picking cotton. And it's no difference them playing sports now. So I asked Jesse Hy Jackson to come on the air. He doesn't have to come on my show. He can go on TV. And let's talk about the white slaves. Not the white slaves that are in part of the Middle East and some of the Muslim countries. Not those white slaves. You know, the Christian men or the Jewish men. Not those white slaves. We're talking about the real white slaves. The real white slaves that are playing basketball professionally. The real white slaves that are playing football. And the most obvious racist sport of them all, hockey. How many white slaves are playing hockey? Jesse, when did slaves get paid millions of dollars? I'd like to know. Since you want to compare athletes to slaves, I'd love to know. And when were slaves allowed to quit and walk away when they were making $12 million, and that was just too damn low for them? Like your buddy, Colin Pimpleneck, right? When are you, Jesse, going to talk about the white slaves? I'd love to know. Let me in on it. Now, let's see here. We don't want to let this show go by. And I know we have a whole nother segment, but our buddy Brian West from NBC, you know him. How many months ago was it? About 2. Very good. The producer was on it 2 months ago. And still no arrests. He's probably sick of hearing me say this every week. But still no arrests. No update from the Phoenix police. Remember Brian West worked for NBC? His van was shining the lights on a statue at around 4 a.m. And there was a guy with some spray paint and a bicycle, and he waited for the van to shine the lights on the statue, and then for 3-4 minutes he spray painted the statue while this van had its lights shining on there. And mysteriously, somehow, these guys were all working hard in the back of the van, didn't see the guy with the bike, didn't hear the spray painting, then the guy left, then all of a sudden, and he was in no rush, and then all of a sudden they came out, and here was the van with the lights on, statue. Oh, my God, we chased this guy away. No arrest. The graffiti artist hasn't been arrested, even though he's on camera, which that one might be hard to get. But all you have to do is squeeze good old Brian West there. He knows the answer to this because he was involved in it. Please, can we have an update? Because we will keep on this every week till we get one. My name's Ben Shannerman, host of The Reality Check, here with you every Tuesday at 9 p.m. And when we come back, we're going to talk about many random things because it's the 4th segment and we'll be all over the board. You're listening to Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
Sun Devil football celebrates homecoming on Saturday, October 28th, hosting the USC Trojans. Join us for the first ever stripe out in Sun Devil Stadium and wear maroon or gold based on your section. Arrive early to enjoy the homecoming parade and block party before the game. Tickets start at just $45. Get yours today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to thesundevils.com. That's 480-727-0000 or go online to thesundevils.com.
Your nest egg, how big is it going to be? Will it be ready to use when the time comes? Wouldn't it be great if there was a way to put a guarantee on your nest egg when retirement enters the picture? At AZRC, we can help you do that. We're the experts at helping prepare your nest egg for guaranteed retirement plans, giving you peace of mind and financial independence. Our knowledge, combined with modern retirement design technology, makes it easier than ever to plan for a safe, secure retirement. See what Arizona Retirement Company can do for your nest egg today. Call 480-524-0508. We'll always audit your accounts for free to help keep you on track. And if you call right now, AZRC will take $200 off any MRD retirement or estate plan. Call AZRC now at 480-524-0508. That's 480-524-0508. AZRC. We do the math.
To me, Trump is like our first citizen president. He talks like Jimmy down the street.
This is the Joe Walsh Show. Joe Walsh, nights at 7 p.m. Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX.
The Del Walmsley Show, weekdays at 2 p.m.
Why do I bother? Because what I want you to understand is you can do something about your situation, where you are, what you can do, how you can isolate and insulate yourself from all of this political and financial garbage that goes on out there.
The Del Walmsley Show, weekdays at 2 p.m. Everything you need to know about finance and real estate. For more information, mypassiveincomesystem.com. mypassiveincomesystem.com.
Arizona is rolling out the voluntary travel ID, which complies with the Federal Real ID Act. You'll need it for air travel and to access federal and military facilities. There's no rush to get one. Your current driver license or ID is good until October 1st, 2020. The cost is $25 and it's valid for 8 years. To learn how to get your voluntary travel ID and the documents you'll need, visit azdot.gov/travel ID. Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
The Startup.com Show, an airwave incubator for startups and entrepreneurs. Saturday at 3 p.m. on KFNX. The Startup.com Show. Listen for that next $1 million idea here on Independent Talk 1100 KFNX. Saturdays at 3 p.m.
You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to outer space. Please stand by.
Welcome back to the Reality Check. Ben Shannerman here with you every Tuesday at 9 p.m. on Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. Last segment, we talked about a little blast from the past, a 2007 story I wrote about Donald Trump. Funny enough. So we can do a few more blasts from the past that I've come across or seen and whatnot. I pulled up this magazine I had. It's from 1950. And it says, The Axe Falls at California. Protests mounted after the California State Board of Regents fired 157 California University staff members who failed to sign a non-communist declaration. In doubt, the fate of 62 other non-signers. Isn't that crazy? 1950. And yet, that could be the same thing today. How many of them wouldn't say they weren't communists? It's probably a lot more than that. Figure that was, about 219 that wouldn't dismiss being a communist? I'm sure it's a lot more now in Cal, but that was back in the 50s. Interesting enough. Good old California. Some things change, but they still stay the same. Here's a good one. It says Chicago police sergeant sued a doctor, and he accused the doctor of stealing his former wife's love with money, cars, clothes, an apartment, and then he finally married her. Yeah, that happens in everyday life, but that's pretty funny. Somebody actually got sued for that. Good old 1950s, and they say we're lawsuit crazy now. A little difference. I don't know. You know, the difference in writing, though, when you read through, like, the old magazines and old books, it gives you, like, the real-life picture. Like, unlike today where it's, like, rushed and, you know, you have more questions than answers, kind of. You know, we found out that both Afflecks, like Ben Affleck, maybe the Affleck Duck, were all gropers. And there are a bunch of gropers in Hollywood. Remember the Gurkha cigar? That was groped by Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, but nobody cared. Poor old cigar. So here's another one that I pulled up from my archives. And this one is Tuesday, March 27th, 2007. So it's titled The Simplifier, a reality show we need. Like martial law, it's simple law. Ever wonder why things your cat can solve just linger? Things the Simplifier would make happen. In the first season, some of the episodes that the Simplifier, the reality show, could have would be Howard K. and Burkhead take a DNA test to figure out whose baby it is. We can send OJ on a mission to find the real killer. And if he doesn't, he'll be pronounced guilty. We can have Rafael Palmeiro be put in charge of dealing with Iran because honesty beckons honesty. Jose Canseco is arrested for admitted illegal drug use and loses money made on his book. I mean, who really cares when you rat people out for doing what you were doing because you couldn't make it clean in the game? James Dolan is charged with indecent public garbage. Why did the Knicks give a contract extension to the worst GM in the league? We had the highest dollar spent per win for the last 5 years. The poor people in the East Coast do not want to pay $500 a month for cable, so Isaiah Thomas can make more people unemployed than the Great Depression. Ask the CBA about it. Town gets sued for false advertising. Meth, not in our town. And then, of course, our last show of the season could be the pull-out method being taught in schools. What? Yes, I know, but at least it'll cut down a few a year. And if you guys didn't know, the first people I mentioned, Howard K. and Burkhead, that was Howard K. Stern and Larry Burkhead. And Larry Burkhead was the winner on that first show. He actually ended up being the father of the little girl. That was Anna Nicole Smith's daughter. So remember, they were fighting over who was the dad because nobody knew who the dad was. That's what we got going on today. And then we had, University of Illinois professor talking about how math is racist, how white people have the advantage in math. No, we all go to the same schools. We learn the same stuff within that school. But, because it's Greek, what does Greek have to do with the rest of the white people? I don't know. The Kate Steinle trial, that started in San Francisco. We do remember that. A good old friend of Obama, illegal, who was not deported, convicted of multiple crimes before. And he shot Kate Steinle in San Francisco. And then he lied and said he found the gun under the bench. And here's one that I know you're going to find shocking. Woody Allen's next film features sex between an adult and a 17-year-old. Or maybe it was a 15-year-old. That's good old Woody Allen. Still doesn't change. Some people don't get the message. And then to talk about a bigger piece of junk than Woody Allen. Good old Robert De Niro. Here's a guy who, even when he's not acting, they say that he's a good actor. Now, you could say that, but I think it's not that he's a good actor. He's got a real big mental disease. When he's not acting, he's still acting. So is he really a good actor? Or is he just somebody that's mentally broke, and that's who he thinks he is in his life? You know Robert De Niro. He's been in gangster movies. He's the tough guy. And when he's not in the movies, he talks like he's that guy. I hear Donald Trump, and he wants to punch. I want to punch him in the face. He's a mutt. He's a this. He's a that. There goes De Niro on and on and on in his little rant. Here's a guy who's, you better save these people. When he has a resort in the country, right? You don't think we do our research there, De Niro? You just wanted money so your resort that got destroyed from the hurricane can be rebuilt on the government's dime because the $100 million you have isn't enough. And there it is, Robert De Niro. He should try punching himself. Here's a guy who picked up 15-year-old prostitutes. What a role model, huh? He's talking about what a pig Donald Trump is. Dude, look in the mirror. You're not a taxi driver anymore, man. You want to punch people. Like I said, punch yourself. It's disgusting. Filth. Trash. Now, I seen that, remember Bloom, Lisa Bloom, was defending Harvey Weinstein. And then all of a sudden she had this moral outrage. I shouldn't be defending him, and she quit. What's funny is the real reason she quit. Do we know what that is? Absolutely, because we do the research here. The real reason why Bloom quit is because when you defend Harvey, he might be rich, but he's one client. When you're going to sue Harvey multiple times over, you're going to make more money because you have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 clients. And who's in charge of those clients? Well, good old Gloria Allred, of course. Lisa Bloom's mom. I'm still waiting for Jeff Sessions, who should be fired by now, to charge Lois Lerner in the IRS scandal and the cover-up. Amongst other people, she should be the first to go to jail. And Jeff Sessions, again, is asleep at the wheel. If he was driving a train, the train of justice, which is what he's supposed to be driving, we'd end up dead because he ain't paying attention to anything. Ain't, not, isn't, whatever clear vocabulary word you want to use. Jeff Sessions, the bell's ringing and nobody's home. We need some justice, so we need to have it now. Is the real purpose of the Mueller investigation to cover up the other side of Russia, right? I don't know. We'll look into these things and do some more research for next week. You can join us here on the Reality Check every Tuesday at 9 p.m. You're listening to Independent Talk, 1100 KFNX. Have a safe week, and we'll see you on Halloween.